Let's do the simple one. What do we say here? They say that we have to write the following statements in conditional form. Now when I say conditional form, that means we have to write it in the if-then format, right? And we know whatever is between if and then, that's a given. In other words, it's the antecedent, and whatever comes later after then is nothing but the consequent. So we need to understand how do we write this. Now the first statement says that every square is a rhombus. Now from this, how do we write? Right, first we need to understand what is the given here, right? We're talking about a square, and one very simple thing I'll make you understand from such statements. Identify the verb. The verb is here, that is. So before that, what we have is nothing but the given. That is what we'll write between if and then, and whatever follows after that is going to be the consequent. But we need to frame it. We need to know English, right? And we know that. It's very easy. So what is that? Every square is a rhombus. So we are going to write it, as I said, in the if-then format, because that's the conditional form which we are going to write. So here, between if and then, we are going to write about the square and then the rhombus. So it says every square is a rhombus. How do we write it? If what? If a square? No. What is that? A square is a quadrilateral. So we can say if a quadrilateral is a square. If a quadrilateral is a square, then what is it? Then it is a rhombus, and that is nothing but the same statement which is given. We have written it in the if and then form. That is nothing but the conditional form. So we understood what we are supposed to write between if and then. That's a given, that's the antecedent. It's nothing but before the verb. That is what you have to speak in the antecedent, and whatever follows the verb is what we are writing in the consequent, that is after then. Isn't that easy? It's so simple, right? That is what we write. Let's do another one. It's going to be very simple. It says angles in a linear pair are supplementary. We are going to write it in the conditional form, if and then. Beautiful. What are we going to write in between if and then? Is nothing but before the verb. Here the verb is are. So before that, we are talking about angles in linear pair. What does it say? If angles are forming linear pair, then they are supplementary. It's so simple. So we write that if angles form a linear pair, right? If angles are forming a linear pair, then what happens? Then they are supplementary. That is what we have. So we have written that in the if and then format. That means it is the conditional form which we have written. Wasn't that easy? Beautiful, right? Very simple. Let's write the next statement now. A triangle is a figure formed by 3 segments, right? So what are we talking about? We are talking about a triangle, right? And formed by what? 3 segments, which will come in the after then. And here we are talking about the triangle, which is a figure. So what do we write? If what? What is the figure? The figure is a triangle. So we write if a figure is a triangle. If the figure is a triangle. If the given figure is a triangle, then what happens? Then they are formed by 3 segments. Then it is formed by 3 segments. That is what we have. Wasn't that easy? It's so simple. Very easy to write it in the if and then format. Only thing is we need to know English. There's nothing about geometry there, right? Very simple. It says very simple now. Again in the conditional form, if and then form. It says a number having 2 divisors is called a prime number. So before the verb, what we have here, a number having only 2 divisors. So that is what we write there. If a number has only 2 divisors, that is between if and then, what follows after the verb is going to be the consequent. Then that number is a prime number. That is what we write. That is, then it is a prime number. It is so very simple, right? So it's very simple. It's all about English. We know that we have a statement. We just wrote it in the if and then format. Was that easy? Very easy, right?